Veteran director James Gunn may have just caused the fall of the MCU as Superman becomes the most anticipated film for viewers in 2025. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. It has been quite a while since we have seen this beautiful sight. Although unsteady, James Gunn's DCU slowly and steadily found a rhythm, and this rhythm has now gotten the people hyped up for this year's cinema. 2024 was not the best year for Hollywood. From some high disappointments to some surprising successes, it was a weird year for movies and box office collections in general. However, people are really excited about 2025, and none more so than James Gunn. Back in 2022, Gunn was announced as the co-head of DC Studios alongside Peter Safran after Zack Snyder's outing from the DCU. Soon, it was announced that Gunn himself would be directing a Superman movie for his DCU. From rumors and fan casting of actors for the role of Superman, David Corenswet was announced as the new Man of Steel, and the world waited in anticipation. There wasn't much buzz at that time. However, as more teasers and promotional photos began to be released, people realized that James Gunn might be onto something grand here. The release of the teaser trailer was the tipping point as it reached millions of people in a matter of minutes, and Superman's anticipation took flight. Well, as per IMDb users, a list was created showing the top 10 most anticipated films in 2025. It has been quite a while since we have seen a DC project sitting on the top like a king. If you look carefully, you will notice that there are 3 MCU movies on the list. Gunn's Superman managed to create a hype that is far greater than some of the greater MCU films, and that is a feat in itself. Well, the world is excited, and for all the right reasons too. From a fantastic musical score to some stellar acting by David Corenswet, James Gunn has declared an all-out war against the superhero genre. Although everyone is entitled to their opinion, and Snyder had a justified view for his take on the role, a majority of people disagreed with him, including Warner Brothers and DC. Well, in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Snyder revealed that he wanted characters that were actually mortal with superhuman powers. His statements were, like his films, quite controversial. "I never looked at it as the job. Oh, I'm the architect of DC. I need to create entertainment for DC that sells toys, and that is for the masses and fun for everyone. I didn't care about that. I liked Batman, I liked Superman, I wanted to make something cool. You picked the wrong guy if you wanted a product." Well, Snyder's reign over the DCU was not the most impressive for some, but it was surely entertaining and controversial at times. Snyder did set a benchmark with his movies that James Gunn will have to break with Superman. Starring David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan in the lead roles, Gunn is all geared up for the release of his upcoming film, and so are the fans. James Gunn's Superman will be released in theaters on. Film critic claims James Gunn's Superman is tremendously good, but advises fans to wait for the movie's release to form their own opinions. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. After becoming the co-CEO of DC Studios, James Gunn would soon be releasing Superman, his first ever movie that will kickstart his revamped DC universe, and the buzz surrounding it all couldn't be louder. While some fans are expecting some really good material to pop their way thanks to Gunn's extensive knowledge of the lore, others are not so sure. To say the least, there are quite a few conflicting opinions out there about what would serve as David Corenswet's first movie in the respective superverse. But while insiders are further perplexing the situation, a recent opinion shared by a film critic suggests that fans might as well be in for a treat, as he claimed to have heard the said movie is tremendously good. With all the insider reports, spoilers, and rumors being confirmed and debunked as of late about the upcoming Superman, fans are having a lot of second thoughts about whether the movie would actually be worth watching or if it would be yet another forgettable disaster. But a news source is claiming to have heard that good could be expected from the said superhero flick. Recently, John Campea, a famous YouTuber, film critic, media critic, director, writer, producer, and editor, received a question from a fan during the latest episode of his podcast The John Campea Show, asking to shed light on the movie that would serve as David Corenswet's debut film in the DCU. The question asked Campea, "As you've said many times, we shouldn't believe any reports about test screenings going well or not. You've also said that when Jeff Snyder says he's heard insider information, you believe he did hear it, right or wrong? With that said, when Jeff Snyder says his best source says they keep hearing Superman is terrible, as he did on the Hot Mic show with John Rocha, should we believe him? To this, instead of confirming that fans should go ahead and believe the reports this time around too, Campy revealed what he himself had heard about the said forthcoming piece. He said, via John Campy on YouTube, "I will come out and say the exact opposite. I've heard it's tremendously good. I won't say who I heard that from, but I heard it. But I'm not a scooper, right? So take that for what you will. I've heard it's actually very good." With that said, it might as well be acknowledged that insider reports are often advised to be taken with a pinch of salt. But the fact that this opinion comes from a critic himself, though he claims to have heard it from someone else, does make it seem like fans might as well not keep their hopes all that low. While he confessed to having heard the upcoming film that would kickstart James Gunn's version of the DC Universe is tremendously good, at the same time, John Campy also went on to ask fans to disregard it all. Not only the opinion he just presented in front of them, but all the news, reports, and rumors surrounding the movie's test screening altogether. Without missing a beat, the film and media critic went on to add after presenting his opinion, "But I would disregard that, what I just said, and I would also disregard anything else about test screenings that I'm hearing from this person, or that person, because you never know who that person is hearing it from or whatever and what you have, right?" Explaining why he wants fans to do this, he then emphasized that when it comes to all the buzz surrounding test screening results, people are going to hear what they want to hear from the rumors and reports. If you want this movie to go great, you're going to hear the ones that say that it's great. If you want this movie to suck, you're going to be the one that hears that it sucks. Ultimately, we know this movie could be the best movie ever, or it could be the worst movie ever. John Campy concluded by giving the best piece of advice to fans instead of believing all of these rumors and reports. We just have to wait to see when the movie comes out. That said, before jumping to conclusions from words of mouth that haven't even been confirmed, fans might as well give this movie a chance first and see how everything pans out for the same. James Gunn has made it clear that he will not follow in the footsteps of Christopher Nolan or Zack Snyder when it comes to the DCU, unless it's cool. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn had the oddest choice to kick off his DCU with Creature Commandos. However, the show has managed to wow fans and critics, giving audiences a peek into what the DC Universe is going to look like under his and Peter Zaslav's supervision. Creature Commandos might have been an odd place to start for the DCU, but James Gunn has made it abundantly clear that he would not go the generic route with starting a DC shared universe either. Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan might have indulged themselves in this trope, but James Gunn is sure that it just does not have a place in the DCU. James Gunn spoke to Josh Horowitz about his DC universe. It is common knowledge that Gunn's Superman will not be an origin story. It is also expected that the DCU's Batman, which will star Damian Wayne, will also be a story that is steeped in the history of Batman's mythology. Gunn revealed that he is actually sick of seeing the origin story for three superheroes, given that they are as iconic as they come, and given that there